Hey everyone, welcome back to the kitchen. Tonight we are doing an appetizer, an Italian appetizer that a lot of people may not know. This is Tuscan Shrimp and Beans, and we're going to show you how we make it. Let's get into it. We are doing an Italian appetizer, one of my favorites, something I wasn't even aware of until a couple years ago. And just a quick little backstory on this dish. It's a dish that's not new in Italy, been around a very long time. I just didn't know anything about it. Turns out beans are very popular in Italy, specifically Tuscany. And this is going to be a dish that we're making tonight called Tuscan Shrimp and Beans. It's absolutely fantastic. A friend of mine, John Fodera, he's an Italian wine journalist out of the New York area. He came on the show a couple years ago, and we were talking about food and wine from Italy. And he brought this dish up to me, and I had no idea what it was. And he told me about it, told me how good it was. And I said, I need to make it. And I'll tell you what, this has been an absolute hit in my family. But also when we have an Italian-themed dinner and we have friends come over, and I've made this dish. Now it gets asked for. But when I first started making it, my reaction was the same way. What are you talking about? Shrimp and beans? Are you serious? They go together? It's an absolute winner. You make this for your friends. They'll be blown away and be asking you for the recipe. And then you send them to this video. All right, let's get into the ingredients. Pretty simple. And like I said earlier, this can be an appetizer. This can be a meal. I've always done it as an appetizer. It's just kind of a quick dish to make. It's easy. It's flavorful. It's unique, a little bit different, something that most people haven't had. And so just a small serving, it's kind of cool to have before you're doing whatever dinner, but usually for me, an Italian-themed dinner. Ingredients, not a lot. If you think of cannellini beans or Great Northern beans, you're going to need those. Some diced tomatoes, some parsley, onion, garlic, olive oil, crushed red pepper flakes, and we're going to throw in a little bit of stock. And of course, we have some shrimp. I've got a little over a pound of shrimp that we're going to use. And just quickly on the shrimp, I'm using frozen that's already peeled and deveined. To me, it's easier. This is a quick dish that we're putting together for an appetizer. If you want to use fresh shrimp and you've got the shell, then you can make a stock and you can kind of get away from using the seafood stock that I have here, which is real simple to do. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're going to prepare some of our ingredients. So we're just going to chop some onion, get some garlic ready to go, get our parsley chopped up, and we'll get ready to start this dish. Okay, I'm using a medium white onion tonight. You can use a yellow onion if you want. You can use shallots if you want. For me, I've always made this dish with the white onion. Just works really well. Tell you what, I've had the shrimp out for just a little while, and you can really smell that strong shrimp flavor, which is nice. Not fishy, shrimpy. All right, now we're going to get our garlic sliced up. And I say sliced up because you don't want to mince this garlic. You want a hint of, a nice amount of garlic in the dish. You don't want it to be overpowering in this dish. So we're just going to slice it up where we can get some of that garlic flavor, but not too strong. A lot of people know this, a lot of people don't. Garlic, as much as we Americans love it and everything, or I think most of us do, not a huge ingredient in a lot of Italian cooking. So you see it in some dishes, but not in as many as you might think, especially when it comes to pasta dishes and things like that. Okay, while I slice up this garlic, I'm going to go ahead and get our pan lit, get it to kind of a medium heat. Get a little bit of olive oil in here, probably 2 tablespoons. And like I said, I'm going to cut these ends off. And then we're just going to go with some slices. All right, our pan, I can tell it's getting pretty warm. I'm going to turn it down a little bit more. And we're going to get ready to, we're not going to get ready, we are going to. Let's go ahead and throw these onions in. Just want these to kind of saute a little. We want them to just kind of release some of their flavor, their moisture. Not really brown at all, caramelize at all. So we won't cook them too long, just a couple minutes. And then we'll add the garlic for about a minute, and then we're going to get our tomatoes and everything going. Now, you didn't hear me say, as part of the ingredients, salt and pepper. Now, I'm giving you guys credit that you just know when you cook, salt and pepper is always there. So there will be salt and pepper in this dish. While this is cooking a little bit, I'm going to take another knife and just, these have been butterflied, but not all the way. I just want to kind of open them up. So I did grab a bowl. I'm just going to throw these as I do them into the bowl because I am going to season them just a little bit and put a little olive oil on them to get them ready when they go into the pan. You know, these are butterflied, like I said, but they just left for some reason right up here by the head, so I'm just kind of giving it that last. I don't know. For me, it looks a little prettier when they fully open up. I don't want it to just kind of puff in the middle. Call me crazy. All right, let's go on in with our garlic. Starting to get a little warm on me, but I think we caught her in time. Now at this point, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to give this about 30 more seconds. We're going to go ahead and add in our crushed red pepper flakes, and I'll put the measurements for what I use in this recipe. Now this is one of those recipes, like all recipes, that you know you can change it to what variations you might like. You might want basil instead of parsley. You might not want the red pepper flakes. You might want it not so hot. You might want to put a squeeze of lemon in here at the end. Some people like that. You might want a mix of basil and parsley. So just completely up to you. Like all recipes, man, have fun with it. I like a little heat. As you can tell, put a little bit in there, but so does my family, so we're good. All right, I'm gonna get a can opener. Open these, let me give this a mix first. Open these diced red tomatoes and diced tomatoes, of course they're red, and get those in here in just a second. Smelling great though. Okay, we're gonna go in with our diced tomatoes. Get those in just like that. And give those just a couple minutes, and then we're going to get ready to add our beans. As you can see, this dish, once you get going, you kind of prep all your ingredients, it goes pretty quick. I would say total cook time, you know, with putting everything in is 20 to 30 minutes once you have everything prepped. 30 to 40 minutes, you know, with prep time, depending on how your knife skills are. Okay, this is going good. Now we're going to, you can see some of the juice from the tomatoes is reducing down. We're going to add a little bit of flavor with the seafood stock. You could use, you know, chicken stock if you don't have a seafood stock or a broth, so up to you. But we're just going to put in about half to 3/4 of a cup. Just like that. We'll let this go for just a couple seconds. Let this just start to reduce down. We're going to put 1 can of beans with the juice in here. That's going to help give it some thickness, some richness to it. And then we're going to, the seafood stock's going to just reduce down and add some more of that flavor along with the shrimp. All right, starting to reduce down. It's been about another 5 minutes. So we're going to get ready to add in our beans. I'm going to put 1 can in with the juice, and then I'm going to drain the other can and put it in. So let's start with the first can with the juice. And I'm not going to rinse them or anything. I'm just going to drain them. So we'll keep some of that flavor on there. There we go. All right, we're going to kind of get these beans incorporated. Now, when it comes to the shrimp in just a few minutes, there's a couple ways that people do this, or I've seen people do it. One is to just kind of put the shrimp in. Once you kind of get this warmed through, where you're about 5-7 minutes away from it being done. Put the shrimp in, let it kind of finish poaching in the liquid here, and cook the shrimp that way. I've preferred to cook the shrimp separately, season them, olive oil, butter, and then when I'm done, I will put the shrimp and all of that flavor into this as well. Kind of a quick stirring, a quick combining of the shrimp with everything, and then ready to serve. So you're going to see me in just a second take this off. And boy, it already looks pretty though, doesn't it? I'll take this off in just a second, put it to the side while we cook the shrimp here and let those rest. They'll be fine. All right, while those are kind of finishing warming through, we're going to add a little olive oil, a little salt, and a little pepper to our shrimp. A little pepper in here as well. There we go. All right. And we're going to give these a little toss in here. And those look good. Okay. And we're going to get a pan out in just a second. Okay, we're getting this where I can see just a slight start to simmer, you know. So I'm going to take this off. You don't want to cook it too long because you just really want to warm through those beans, because you don't want them to get all mushy on you, right? That's not going to be any good. You still want them to have that firmness, that texture to them. So we're going to take those off. I'm going to grab a little saute pan here. Not a saute, just a little skillet. Turn that heat up, just a little bit of olive oil. And a little bit of goodness. Gotta like butter. It's flavor. You know, layers of flavor. My wife would complain, it's too much butter. It's not too much butter. Butter, bacon, and eggs. I mean, make everything better. So we'll let this warm up. We'll get ready to just cook these shrimp gently and just till they're almost done. Then we'll finish them in the beans cooking through and be ready to serve. Okay, while this is getting ready, I'm just going to chop up some parsley real quick. That butter is getting close. Just going to put a little bit of... All right, let's go in with some of the shrimp. And grab me some tongs to just kind of get these spread out and be able to turn them when they start to cook a little bit. There we go. Okay, just gonna flip these over. This looks more, you know, time consuming or a pain in the butt, but it's really not. It goes pretty quick. You can see these are already cooked pretty good on this side. Another minute, we'll take these out, get the last batch in, and we're gonna be ready to go. Okay, those look pretty good. We're just gonna slide those over to here. We'll go a little bit more olive oil. Won't put any more butter. Keep my wife happy. You know, gotta compromise. She doesn't want a lot. I do. We'll meet in the middle. So I'm telling you, you make this dish for your friends, for your family. And you know, what I liked to do the first time I made this was I didn't tell anybody what I was making. I just said, you know, hey, come over for dinner. Here's the menu. I said I'm making a fun appetizer. I didn't want to say shrimp and beans, Tuscan shrimp and beans, because people are going to start questioning, right? But it was great when the folks came over to our house and I told them what we were making and I started preparing. You know, usually guys are huddled around the kitchen, ladies are out, you know, either out back or in the wine room having a drink. And they were like, what the hell are you doing? And I'm like, just trust me, this is gonna be tasty, you're gonna like. And they're like, shrimp and beans. I would have never put those two together. And I said, neither would I, until I did, and the results are fantastic. And like I said earlier on, people absolutely love it. So make this dish. You're going to find out that your friends and family are going to be super impressed and be bugging you for the recipe. And again, that's when you send them here. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell and you'll get notified when we put out new videos. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate over the last month the number of subscribers we've gained, people that have liked videos, watched videos. Really, really appreciate it. And we're just going to keep doing this. We're going to have fun. We're going to get better. And I know that some people might be thinking, what, dude, is that all you do is Italian stuff? It's a lot of what I do because I absolutely love it. But no, I'm down here in Houston. It's still brutally hot. It's going to get a little cooler here in the next couple of weeks. And then backyard cooking starts. That's when we're going to have the flat top, the backyard pizza oven. We'll be doing some barbecue and some other things. So it's going to get fun here in the next couple of months with some fun things that we'll be cooking. All right, we're going to get this warmed back up. I'm not going to check it again for seasoning until I get the shrimp in, because I did season the shrimp. And this has been reducing. I did put a little salt in earlier, a little pepper as you saw. So I want this to kind of get where just before serving, so the flavor profile is where it's going to stay. And then we'll see what we need to add. I'm pretty sure we're going to have to add some salt, but we'll see. All right, while this is warming up, I'm going to go ahead and take some parsley and just get that in there. I mean, just tell me that doesn't look good. No, don't. Tell me it does look good. I think what we're going to do is go ahead and get our shrimp back in. And don't skimp all this flavor. That's why I put it all in this tray, to save it. All right. Let's get this mixed up. And then we'll pull this off. And we'll be able to set this to the side. It's hot enough that this is going to still finish those shrimp. And it ain't going to take much. And then we're going to come back and we're going to plate this up, take a bite, and let you know what we think. But first, as I said a moment ago, I'm going to go ahead and let this sit for just a second. We're going to check that seasoning. This is going to be hot now, but let's check it out. Salt is actually really good. Could use just a little bit more pepper, and I think we'll be good after that. All right, we're going to give this, as a matter of fact, we're just going to get it off here. Give it one more last kind of mix, and we're going to plate this up. Let's take a bite. I'm going to tell you it tastes great. Have you ever watched a YouTube video where they taste something after they've made it like this and went, man, that sucks? Of course not. You don't make it on YouTube unless it's really, really good, and this is really, really good. So I know it's going to be delicious. But apparently, YouTube etiquette, I got to take a bite and show you. So let's leave that right there. All right, we've got our little bowl here. Let's plate this up. Finish it with a little extra parsley on top. This is where, if you wanted to, you could add some squeezed lemon juice if that's your thing. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Tonight I won't. But let's take a bite and see what we think. All right, let's go in for a bite, see what we think. Let me get a little bit of tomato, a little bit of bean, and a little bit of shrimp. Still pretty warm. Man, I know, you guys heard me say it a second ago. I know it's going to be delicious because I know it's just that good. We're not going to put something on here that's not delicious when you make it. This absolutely is phenomenal. Take another bite. So good. You get that nice garlic, The beans are holding up really nice. Shrimp are delicious. Parsley's nice in there, seasoned perfectly. I mean, just a great little appetizer. I might put it in a little smaller dish when I do this for people. But again, if you wanted to eat this as a meal, man, you can absolutely do it. A lot of folks do. Go make this dish. Impress your guests. Your next Italian-themed dinner, put this on your menu as one of your appetizers. Let your friends and your family see how good this dish can be. Enjoy. We'll see you guys on the next one.